Hello, Accounting 201 students. My name is Professor Rick Hasse, and I'll be your instructor this fall semester in Accounting 201, Fundamentals of Accounting. And I wanted to take a few moments in an introductory video 1 week before our class begins to just introduce you to the class and get you somewhat up to speed on our remote learning this coming fall semester. Our first class is next Monday morning at 9:25 a.m., August 31st. The Zoom link are all throughout the Blackboard site, and the Blackboard site is now up and available for you to review. Now, let me tell you a little bit about how this class became remote. As all of you know, and by the way, I should say, first of all, excuse me for this dopey looking headset, but it makes it a lot easier for me to communicate. First of all, this class, as you know, was originally to be on our Laverne campus on Monday and Wednesday mornings. But due to the nature of the pandemic, due to the nature of protecting you on campus, the university, and rightly so, has decided to make this class remote online through our semester. Now, there might be a possibility later on, maybe in October or even November, to bring it back to class. We'll just see how it goes. We just got to leave it up to people to keep wearing their mask and follow the rules so we can get this pandemic over with. But this class is financial accounting. And let me just tell you a little bit about this class. This class is designed for you as an incoming business student, probably, to learn about how we measure and account for business events. Every business you know or you have come in contact with in your life has a financial statement. And those financial statements explain to the public, explain to the company, explain to the investors how the business is doing. Are they making a profit? Do they owe any money? And so on. So in this class, we'll be studying that over the course of the next 16 weeks. And every week, Monday and Wednesday at 9:25, I will be online, and you are expected to be online to participate in our class. And more about the class a little bit later on, and especially as we get closer to next week's first class. Every Saturday of a week prior to the class, on Monday, I post also an introductory video to the week's study, to the week's topics. And so expect that this coming Saturday, another video. All our videos are going to be linked into our Blackboard account. We also have a YouTube playlist, which I'm going to show you a video on that YouTube playlist in a few minutes. We have a playlist where all our videos, all our class recordings of our lectures will all be posted so you can review them. One of the things I want you to do in this week leading up to our class next Monday is to, first of all, get to know our class, get to know the Blackboard, get to know, maybe experiment with a little bit, download our course syllabus and schedules so you're familiar with all the links and all the topics of our class. But also, I want you to let me know if you need anything. Is your technology okay? Do you have a laptop or a computer you can use? Does that computer have a microphone? Does that computer have a camera? All very important to remote study. If you do not have those, let me know. The University of Laverne has resources for their students to get some of that hardware for you. But you need to be honest with me and not to be embarrassed. I'm here to help you. And if you need some technology, you need some infrastructure for this class, be sure to let me know and we can get that out of the way before we start class next week. Secondly, I will be meeting individually with you online over the first 2 weeks of the class, and I'll be setting up that schedule later on in our first week, where I just would like to meet with you individually and have an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better, and just like we would be teaching it in a classroom. My job is to make this as seamless as possible. And that's, for some of you, that might be the case. For other of you, Mr. Hasse, I want to be in a classroom. Well, we can't, so my job is to make this as most comfortable for you as possible. One of the things I'd like to make it comfortable for you is I'm going to be online this Wednesday, August 26th, at our usual class time, 9:25 to 11 a.m. If you'd like to come online with me during that class time on Wednesday, it's not going to be a regular class. We don't start till next Monday, but it will be an opportunity that you can come online and see me, see how all this works. Maybe click on the Zoom link that I have set up for you, either here on the front page of the Blackboard or in the syllabus, or if you go to the Zoom links folder on Blackboard, there's the link. You just click on that and you're into our classroom on Monday and Wednesday. So that is designed to, on Wednesday, for you to feel comfortable. Your parents can come on with you. Have your parents come on Wednesday morning if they're available and see how this all works. I assure you, there's going to be no studying, no debits or credits, no financial statements, but just an opportunity to try all this out, get comfortable before we begin next Monday. So think about that over the next day or so. If you want to come online with me on Wednesday at 9:25 a.m., I will be there just staring at the screen, waiting for somebody to come on, and you can do a test run of our class, which might be kind of good, and kind of good maybe to show your family or your brothers or sisters or anybody who's interested in your education and how we're going to do it this semester. Now I'd like to show you a video introducing accounting. As you know, being an online remote class, there's a lot of videos. That's why it's important for you to have the technology so you can see all these and get some value in the learning experience. So let's take a look at this 3-minute video about what is accounting.
What is accounting? Accounting is the language of business. Well, what is business? Well, you could say business is like somebody taking a hammer, building a house, and then taking his stuff that he made and selling it to somebody with money. Then they make their exchange and it's all good. Another way to look at business is that it is a magical box. You take raw materials, put it in the box, and then it comes out as goods that you can then sell and make money. That box is business. So let's say you have a business. You make something that costs you $100 to make and you sell it for $200. You have a profit of $100 and you're happy. I just told you a story about a business that made $100. So who should we tell our story to? You might want to tell your story to banks or investors. Banks or investors want to hear your story because they might want to lend you money or invest money in your business. Another person who wants to hear your story is Uncle Sam. He wants to tax you. We could break it down into 3 different people that want to hear your story. People on the inside, or internal users. People on the outside, external users, or the government. The language by which you tell these people stories is sometimes called managerial accounting for internal users, financial accounting for external users, and then tax accounting for government users. If you've ever taken an accounting class, it's usually going to be called managerial, financial, or tax. The actual language that external users want to hear your information in is GAAP, G-A-A-P, which stands for Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. The government wants to hear your story based on the Internal Revenue Code. That is the standard by which you must tell your story. Now, internal users, what's the name of the language that they want to hear? It's actually whatever you want. There is no standard managerial accounting language. If you're a business and you're talking to an external user, you want to look good or show that you made a high profit. Everyone wants to brag about how good their business is doing. However, when you talk to the government, your objective is to make it look like you made nothing. Because if you're rich, they'll take all your money. Now, if you're talking to an internal user, your objective isn't really to look good or to look like you made nothing. It's really just to tell it as accurately as you can, because that's the information upon which managers and decision makers will make decisions. Now, your story might be the exact same story in every instance, but depending on who your audience is, you're going to use a different language, and each of these languages will actually tell a different story, even though it's based on the same actions of the business. In review, accounting is the language of business. Business is when you do stuff for profit. When you tell the story of your business, you're going to be telling it to one of a few different options. Internal users want to hear your story based on the language of managerial accounting. External users want to hear it based on GAAP, and the government wants to hear it based on the tax code. For more videos like this, visit accountingwit.com.
Okay, a little video explaining accounting. Get you set into your reading of chapter 1 for next week, for Monday. Another thing, as I mentioned earlier, what I'd like you to look at over the next week is our course syllabus. Now, for a lot of you, you're new to college and college type classes. A syllabus is a very important document because it explains the course. It explains the outline, it explains the assignments, it explains the schedule, it explains your responsibilities and my responsibilities. So I'd like you to take a look at that over the next week. First off, it explains our class and the links. This is the link for every Monday and Wednesday throughout our semester to get into our class on Monday and Wednesday mornings. We also have office hours. I call them student hours, where you can just come on board with clicking these links for Monday and Wednesday from 3 to 5, or Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 3. That opens up my student hours Zoom site where you can come online and ask me questions, go over problems, any concerns you have. Or if you're working during the day or you have other classes and you can't meet those times, you can just send me an email, send me a text, and I will let you know what times and we can schedule an appointment for you to come and see me. Also, we have a YouTube channel, and here's the link to that YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is where that video that I just showed you is. It's a playlist of all different kinds of videos regarding our class. I want you to get familiar with that as well. And then the rest of the syllabus is describing the class, describing our topics from week to week, describing your time allocated for this, describing how I'm going to be grading it. We're going to have 3 exams during the course of the semester. You have 5 homework assignments. You have to do a paper and your class participation. I will be taking attendance in every class. If you miss more than 4 unexcused absences, your grade will be severely affected by that. So please read that, understand it. If you have any questions, let me know. And then I'll skip ahead after all this other stuff. Oh, there's our textbook, by the way. It's Financial Accounting, the 10th edition, Wiley Publishing. You do not need to purchase Wiley Plus. I'm going to provide all that material for you, but you will need in some shape or form the textbook. And then the last page of our syllabus is, oh, excuse me, before I get that, now this is a flex class, your flex number 12. You'll be sharing this with your writing class. This is a little description of what we'll be doing in that class, and I'll be talking more about that next week as well. And then finally, our course schedule. If it's in purple, it's graded work. If it's in purple, it's graded work. So our first graded work is in our 4th week, due September 27th. But all before then, every week, as you can see, we do about a chapter a week. Some chapters we spend a little bit more time on. The questions that I give you are not for turning in. They're not graded. They're just questions that I review in my lecture. The problems, again, are not for to be turned in. They're not homework, but they're review problems for you to get to know the material. And I would like you to try to do those problems. We will review them in class. I will provide the solutions to Blackboard, but they're not graded either. Your first graded work is a homework assignment I give you on chapters 1 through 3 on September 23rd, and it's due on the 27th. All work is out of class, online, and in other words, you work on it at home, put together a file, usually a spreadsheet file, and then post that file to Blackboard. There's no online interactive work. Everything is take home, you do it, and then you post it. And we'll talk more about that next week. So that's our schedule. So there's Professor Hasse again, a nice big shot. What a goofy looking guy he is. But again, I want to welcome you all to our Accounting 201 class. I have been associated with Laverne for over 30 years. I've taught Accounting 201 for a long time. So hopefully you're in good hands. You're going to enjoy this course, and we'll make the best of this online remote learning. Again, click on that link to our classes, because on Wednesday I'll be available online at 9:25 in the morning. If you want to come on and just try out the Zoom experience, feel free to do so. Invite your parents. But we're actually going to start it all officially and next Monday morning, August 25th, the 31st at 9:25. And look for one more video next weekend as a prep for our first week of classes. So thanks, everybody. Again, look forward to hearing from you. Again, any comments or questions, you be sure to email me. I'm available all week this week if you have any issues with your technology. If you need any equipment, be sure, let's get that taken care of before we really start. Thanks, everybody. Look forward to working with you next week. Have a great last week of the summer. Bye-bye.